All I'm saying. Hey everybody, and welcome to another review on my channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at my most anticipated LEGO Star Wars set of 2024, the Dark Falcon. This is set number 75389, and it comes with 1,579 pieces. And we're going to kick off this review by taking a look at the minifigures that come in the set, starting with Beach Luke. And overall, I think this is a really creative and cool looking minifigure. Luke comes with some pretty good printed detail, and I think LEGO did a great job capturing the important characteristics of giving this figure a beach vibe overall. My favorite detail about this minifigure has to be the printed detail found on the back and front of Luke's shirt. I also like the design choice to use the sequel version of Luke because he has that long hair, which kind of gives him a surfer dude vibe. And as you can see, this figure doesn't come with any dual molded legs or arm printing, which I don't think is a big deal at all and doesn't hurt the overall design of the figure. And I think this figure is going to look great next to my Beach Darth Vader that came in last year's advent calendar. Luke comes with a second facial expression that depicts him being a little bit more worried, as well as some blue milk as an accessory. The next minifigure we're going to be taking a look at is Jedi Vader, which when you really break it down, it's just a white color swap of the Darth Vader figure we've gotten before. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this is a really cool looking minifigure. And just like with the regular version of Darth Vader, this figure has a lot of printed detail, and as we start to make our way around to the back, you can see he comes with a white cloth cape. When this figure was first revealed, there was a little bit of disappointment that this figure didn't come with any blue eyes on the Darth Vader helmet. And while I'm not as upset about this as some people were, I do think having those blue eyes on the helmet would have been a really nice inclusion to the figure to make it feel just a little bit more special. Removing the cape and helmet of Jedi Vader, we get a better look at his printed detail as well as his facial expression. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of printed detail around this figure, but as we spin him around to the back, you can see there's no printed detail on the back of his head. And of course, Jedi Vader wouldn't be a Jedi without his blue lightsaber as an accessory. The next minifigure we're going to be taking a look at is Bounty Hunter C-3PO, which I think is a really cool and creative twist on a classic Star Wars character. And while I do appreciate the detail of giving C-3PO red eyes and a black arm, I really think this figure would have benefited from a weapon accessory, or even maybe an exclusive molded piece that could have gone on the character's back that had various weapons on it. Just something to help farther sell the idea that this is indeed a bounty hunter. And without any weapons or accessories, this is just an evil C-3PO. But other than that, I still think this is a really great looking minifigure in its own right and an excellent inclusion to this set. The next minifigure that we're going to be taking a look at, I cannot believe actually exists, and that is Darth Jar Jar, who comes with some really nice printed detail on the chest and back of the figure, but other than that, there's no printed detail on the legs or arms. Which to me is a little bit of a disappointment because if you're going to make this figure, you might as well go all out and make it the best it can be. But as we spin Jar Jar around to the back here, you can see he has some darker printing than normal on the back of his head. Removing the head of Jar Jar, we get a good look at his back print, which has a lot of detail for something you're typically not going to be seeing. And Darth Jar Jar comes with a dual-sided red lightsaber as an accessory. The next minifigure we're going to be taking a look at is Darth Dev, who surprisingly is one of the more detailed figures that come in this set. Pretty much everywhere you look on this figure, you're going to see some sort of printing. As we start to turn Darth Dev around to the side here, you can see some really good printing detail on the arm, and he also comes with a cloth black cape. Which isn't too exciting, but you can't be a Sith without your black cape. Making our way to the other side of Darth Dev, you can see there's actually no printed detail on his right arm, but again we get a good look at his chest and leg print, which has some incredible detail on it. Darth Dev comes with a slightly worried second facial expression, and if we remove his awesome black cape and spin him around to the back, we can get a good look at his back print, which has some pretty good detail overall. And lastly, Darth Dev comes with a red lightsaber as an accessory. The last minifigure we're going to be taking a look at is Darth Rey, which in my opinion is a little bit of a disappointing minifigure, and that has to do with the fact that there's not really a whole lot of detail on it. Rey does come with some chest printing, however you can see that this figure lacks some leg and arm printing, which I think would have greatly helped to the overall look of the figure. She also comes with a black cape and hood, however I wish this figure came with their hairpiece if you wanted to display her without the hood on. This is still a very cool figure to have, however I do wish she came with a little bit more detail overall. Darth Rey comes with a second facial expression, and here's a good look at her back print as well. And lastly, she also comes with a red lightsaber as an accessory. With all the minifigures out of the way, we're finally ready to talk about the Dark Falcon itself. We're going to start by taking a look at the area that leads up to the cockpit, which has some really nice sticker detail, as well as the cockpit itself. There's some really good printed detail on it. The cockpit is also really easy to remove. You just have to grab it and lightly pull and it'll pop right off. There's a little bit of detail on the inside, but it's nothing special and isn't going to capture the look and design of what you see in the films. There is enough space to fit one or two minifigures inside, and I think it's really cool to see them through the transparent red piece that makes up the window. As far as the rest of the detail on the Dark Falcon, I think LEGO did a good job giving it a variety of different details and giving it enough space to not make it feel overcluttered and easily recognizable. On top of the Dark Falcon, you're going to find a very simple build for a radar dish that can be rotated all around and moved up and down as well. And that's thanks to the use of the ball joint, and overall it's an important detail to the ship, and I think it's executed rather well here. On top of the Dark Falcon in the middle, you're going to find a brick-built turret that can be swiveled around, and again, this is an important characteristic to the ship and it's executed well. One of the cool things about this part of the ship in particular is you can lift up the circular piece the turret sits on and pull out part of the inside of the ship. And it's a very simple brick-built seated area that you can place minifigures to control the top and bottom turrets found on the Falcon. And I think this is a really cool detail and wasn't something I was necessarily expecting, as this is my first ever LEGO Millennium Falcon. Taking this piece and putting it back inside the Falcon is just as easy as it was taking it out, it just slides right back in. And if you're enjoying my review so far, maybe consider giving the video a like and subscribing for more reviews. Taking a look towards the front of the Falcon, again I think LEGO did a good job making this easily recognizable, and I like the overall shape and design of it. The Dark Falcon also comes with 2 spring-loaded missiles that you can activate by pushing down on the middle of the circles found in front of the ship. As far as the detail found along the side of the Dark Falcon, I think it looks really great, and I love the different variety and use of various pieces throughout the build. And I think LEGO does a good job making it flow together very well and very interesting to look at too. On the back of the Dark Falcon, you're going to find some red lighting instead of the traditional blue we see on the regular Millennium Falcon. However, I think the red color choice looks very good and makes the black design look even sleeker than it already is. Getting inside of the Dark Falcon is relatively easy. You take this front piece and pull it down, and then the rest of the pieces are in panels that you can lift up all around the ship. And I really like the way that LEGO has incorporated this design into the build, and I think it's executed very well and is just a really cool feature of this build. I also like the bright red bricks found underneath the panels of the ship, as I think it's a good color choice and fits the build well. Once the Dark Falcon is opened up, you can see that it's a very spacious area and there's plenty of room to fit the 6 minifigures that are included, as well as even more minifigures if that's something you wanted to do. Towards the front of the interior for the Dark Falcon, you're going to see a brick-built throne that is perfect for Darth Jar Jar. There are a couple of stickers found on the monitors found in front of the throne, and I think they look great and add some good detail overall. Something about the throne that I think was a really cool inclusion is you can actually pick it up and remove it from the set, and doing so will reveal a dark red crystal found behind the throne. Towards the left of the throne, you're going to find a couple of brick-built beds as well as a storage place for a spring-loaded missile. LEGO included a couple of studs on the bottom of the bed so the minifigures can rest on them nicely. Towards the back of the Dark Falcon, there's a small gaming area. And in this small but rather charming section of the ship, you're going to find a couple of chairs as well as a TV and gaming console for the minifigures to game. There's also the detail of having Luke's surfboard hanging on the wall behind this area. The TV comes with this really nice sticker that depicts a video game version of the hollow chess table found on the actual Millennium Falcon. Towards the back of the Dark Falcon, you're going to see a pretty nice build for the hyperdrive that has a really cool looking sticker on the top of it, and again, plenty of room for minifigures. Behind that area, there's a brick-built cell that can be easily accessed by removing the front, and there's space to fit one minifigure inside. In the other back corner of the Dark Falcon, there's actually a lot of space as well as a crate that holds some Boomas next to it. Closing the Dark Falcon is just as easy as it was to open up. You take the panels and push them down towards the middle. And I cannot reiterate how much of a cool feature I think this is for this set. I think it's really satisfying to push the panels down, and once the Dark Falcon is all closed up, it looks really great and solid overall. The LEGO Star Wars Dark Falcon set retails for $180. And while that is a lot of money, I do think that this set can be worth that $180 price tag if you take into consideration of the very cool design of a classic LEGO Star Wars ship as well as 6 minifigures we are more than likely never to see again. And I do like the overall look and design of the build as well. Thank you so much for watching this review, and be sure to like the video and subscribe for more brick-built content.